Raptor is back, smaller, sleeker, and more agile than ever before. I'm currently on a multiple-day expedition exploring the capabilities of the brand new 2024 Ford Ranger Raptor. I want to find out if this Raptor truly shares the same genetics of its larger and more powerful siblings. Should you bet on David or Goliath? It's time we embark into the wild, on the trails, on the rocks, and for the Baja runs.
Welcome to Big Bear, California. What makes this place fantastic is that up here on the mountain, you have tons of trails that are really made popular by Jeeps and other off-road vehicles. And then down below the eastern side of this mountain, we have a really scorching hot desert with amazing whoops and high-speed sections. Today, I'm testing out the 2024 Ford Ranger Raptor, and I really want to put it through all the different disciplines to find out if the Raptor name is really coming together like it should on the Ranger platform. This is a smaller pickup truck than the F-150 Raptor, and coming from myself who bought the F-150 Raptor R, I do have high expectations for this vehicle. I am very pleased to share though, it does have over 400 horsepower, so 405 horsepower is coming out of that 3-liter twin turbocharged V6. It's similar to the output of the Bronco Raptor, but this vehicle is over $30,000 cheaper. The question is, should you buy this over a Bronco Raptor? Is it as capable? Well, we're gonna find out today. Right away, I have to say, they have changed a lot. Looking at a standard Ford Ranger and looking at this, the wide body effect with these wide body fenders put on and the amazing Ford main grille with the logo right here in the middle, blacked out. I mean, it's starting to scream Raptor, and I think as an overall visual upgrade, having the accents for the hood, these two exterior venting pieces, which I looked closely earlier, and I'm gonna look closely again just to double check. I don't believe they are functional, so yep, they're closed off. So these are non-functional vents. I know what some of you are thinking, oh, that's a joke, why would you do that? Honestly, I think they look cool. And on this vehicle, it does help to differentiate it more against the standard Ford Ranger. When you're getting a Ford Raptor, it's not only about the off-road performance, it's also about the visual appeal, the visual aesthetics. Yes, this vehicle is smaller, so I can understand why the side vents right here aren't functional either. The F-150 Raptor has more, well, volume of space to make these functional vents happen. For the exterior color, this is going to be Ford's Velocity Blue. We've had this color for the Mustangs over the years, and on this pickup truck, it looks fantastic, I think, with the metallic flakes hitting it. Coming to the sides, though, you're going to see it's pretty dusty because I went on some trails to get out here to film in this very nice location to start this review. Anyways, to start off this review, I need to really pitch at you guys what this vehicle is targeted to be. You have to realize the F-150 Ford Raptor is a pretty expensive vehicle. An average F-150 Ford Raptor is about $80,000 new or so to $90,000. This is going to be a $57,000 Raptor, which is going to be the most affordable Ford Raptor yet, appealing to an even wider audience, and an audience who may not have the extra funds to go after the F-150 edition. So maybe someone younger like me who has a passion to go for going out on the trails or exploring the backcountry. This seems like a pretty realistic option compared to even getting a Ford Bronco, because Ford Broncos can easily cost this much money without 400 horsepower. If you want 400 plus horsepower out of your Ford Bronco, you need to buy the Raptor, and that's going to be a $90,000 Bronco. Then when you look at this, it seems like an even better bargain, doesn't it? With 405 horsepower and 430 pound-feet of torque. 0 to 60 comes in just below 6 seconds, specifically 5.8 seconds, which is going to be a bit quicker than the 6+ second 0 to 60 out of the Chevrolet Colorado ZR2. and the Toyota, you are getting Fox 2.5 internal bypass shocks with 33-inch Baja Champion tires front and back. These are actually the same branded tires as the Ford Raptor R I had, but these are 33s instead of 37s. Let me know, guys, in the comment section down below, do you think you can upgrade the contact patch with this Ford Ranger Raptor? Can you put on 35s? I don't think you can do 37s. That's just way too big. I'm not sure if we're going to need 37s. The beauty of this vehicle is that you have a 128-inch wheelbase, so it's a shorter wheelbase again. I think going out on these trails, that's going to help us. Plus, since it's physically a smaller truck with the dimensions, you have less risk of hitting any tree branches or getting stuck out here. This is a smaller truck, which some of you may like, some of you may not like, because since this is smaller, you have even less tow capacity. This tows 5,500 pounds, so less than a standard Ford Ranger, and compared to an F-150 Raptor R that I had, that's over 8,000 pounds, 8,800. So definitely, yes, this is not an F-150 with capability of towing, though it's not trying to be. It's the number one thing to keep in our minds. What else do you get with this Raptor kit? Let me show you. Thankfully, when you're buying a off-road ready truck like this, everything is so engineered together within a package. When you go to a trail, when you go rock crawling, and when you go to the desert for Baja runs, you have all these special driving modes inside the cabin that will work perfectly with the damping of the Fox shocks to change them up, change the steering rack settings, even the exhaust valves to make the vehicle louder or even quieter. So instead of building out your Ford Ranger, what you do get with buying a factory off-road edition is you get all this adjustability with the electronics stock with a factory warranty. So you have the standard 3-year, 36,000 mile warranty you get with Ford's, 5-year drivetrain warranty. With this package, like I was talking about, you not only get these wide body fenders, but also these really cool Raptor designated running rails. They look just like the other Raptors on the market. Then going further back, yep, you have the legendary Raptor vinyl sticker towards the rear of the 5-foot bed right next to those rear wheels. I love that sticker. I know people who don't like the Raptor stickers on their trucks, but to me, you gotta show off how you have a Raptor. It maybe not show off, but you gotta be able to walk up to it and remind yourself, that is no ordinary Ford Ranger. Yes, the body kit looks really good to do that, but having this sticker right here, I recommend it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. For off-roading, we do have front and rear lockers. Hopefully we don't get any sketchy situations that we need to get out of, but I do want to test out not only rock crawling, but also desert performance and trail performance. Finally, we're going to wrap everything up with a road drive. I'm going to be out here for a couple days, so I really want to give you guys a proper film to go over like what an expedition would be like. Finally, making it to the rear end of the Ford Ranger Raptor, like I was talking about, we have active exhaust with this vehicle. So when you get inside, you have 4 different modes. You have quiet, you have normal, you have sport, and then Baja. Baja is going to be the loudest exhaust setting you want. I prefer always driving in Baja mode. It says for off-road use only. Maybe it's because it gets so much louder, but it's not really extremely loud. It's nowhere near as loud as like a Mustang GT. It sounds good, I'll be honest with you, for having a V6. You can hear it when you open up that back window inside the cockpit. It's a unique sound. I don't notice the turbos very much with the 6-cylinder. A few last things I want to mention before we start driving. You do have more ground clearance with the Ford Ranger Raptor. Finally, you do have the standard Ranger finish for the rear, just with more black accents. I want to keep the exterior walk around a bit quick in this video, a bit fast. I want to show you guys the performance and driving impressions I have to share. Here we go, getting inside the Ford Ranger Raptor. As with every other Raptor on the market, you do get these orange accents all throughout the interior. You have them right here on the side vents, the steering wheel with the 12 o'clock racing mark, the stitching all around, and then a Raptor badge actually in the bottom of the steering wheel. I love this 13-inch display that's fully vertical. It looks incredible in person. It's super glossy, and in my opinion, I prefer it over the horizontal displays, it looks really cool with the maps engaged because you get to see a full map readout from top to bottom. The vehicle does feel small, I'll be honest with you. These seats are very comfortable actually. You can adjust the side supports, however, right behind you, your back support can be pushed outwards or inwards depending on your preference. Like I was saying, the customization inside this truck is fantastic. And I'm not one to usually fanboy stuff, but I'm really impressed. I am. I got into this with high expectations. You know, the Raptor R is such an incredible truck. I think Ford did such a good job on that truck. Getting in this truck, I at first thought, well, how much fun could it be? Or how much of the technology you get out of the $100,000 Raptors will you get in the $50,000 Raptor? Yet getting inside, it's got all the same camera systems, the 360-degree angles, the front camera to show you your tire markers, where when you're going between sketchy sections, you can perfectly guide yourself between them. Not only that, you have the same display, it looks like, right here in front of me with all the customization. I averaged almost 20 mpg driving out to Big Bear. Climbing the mountain, obviously, is a different story. I'm back down to 10. We're gonna see even when I start getting on the power more, how the MPG fluctuates in. On a bright side, it looks like I'm getting almost double the MPG already out of this than my V8 Raptor. I would expect that though. The V8 is such a powerhouse. Looking elsewhere throughout the interior, this steering column is not fully electric. You have to manually move it by moving the lever right here, pull up, pull out. Then I can set it right there. We do have the enlarged paddle shifters if I want to shift manually with the 10-speed automatic transmission. If I pull this back into drive, you can see how this is a similar lever as in the F-150s. And if I turn it off in drive, actually, it will move all the way forward, so you don't have to worry about, oh, I left it in drive, it's gonna roll away, right? Starting it back up, if I pull back, there's a little button on the left side. If I hit it, it goes into manual mode. Finally, this is going to be your mode selector. By spinning this mode selector to the right, it'll show me different display modes in front of me, and it will change out the configuration for the vehicle. Off-road mode turns on 4x4 driving settings. Then the rear lockers are engaged. Also, if I go further to the right, we have Baja mode. This is going to be your high-speed off-road setting. The lockers are not engaged, but you're going to be in 4 high with Baja suspension, steering, and exhaust system noises. Finally, going all the way to the right, this is going to engage rock crawl mode, which is going to shift us into 4 low. To do that, you have to go into neutral. We're in 4 low. The rear lockers are engaged. This is going to be very important for any slow input, high torque maneuvers you're going to need to deal with for climbing rocks, boulders, or sketchy terrain. To the left side, you have your more street settings. So sport mode is going to be 4x4 mode, yet it's going to engage a better transmission logic where when you're on the street, you're driving, it's shifting more, it's keeping you higher in the RPM, it's giving you more of an engaging experience. Steering gets stiffened, also the suspension and the exhaust go into sport mode. You have tow mode, which will change out the electronic settings with the drivetrain to handle towing. And then lastly, we have snow mode or slippery mode for the wet terrain, and it'll really boost up the traction and electronic stability control, all those electronic safety nets to make sure you don't stab the gas on accident and lose control in ice or crazy slippery conditions. In front of me, we have a phone charger. I can lay my phone on this wireless charger, and we have plenty of different spots I can just lay random stuff down for our off-road adventures. One mode I love is right here. You're going to see a shot of the Ranger Raptor next to a mountain range, cactuses, and snow. And this is going to give us all of our special off-road settings to engage or lock the differentials and engage hill descent control. So why don't we get going, shall we? My Ford Raptor R was almost $20,000 when I paid all the fees when you buy in California. MSRP wise, it was about $113. So I'm excited to get a feel for this vehicle out here because it is so much more affordable. We are in normal drive mode. I'm gonna go ahead and put it into off-road suspension dampening with the loudest exhaust setting possible. And then we should be fully free to get going on this trail. To my right, we have Johnson Valley, California. You can barely see it, but up here, once I start going even more, you're gonna see an amazing view off the road down below. It's very hot down there right now. On top of this hill, it's 86 degrees, but down there, it's about 112 right now. It's baking, which is why we're lucky that we've escaped the lower regions and we're climbing up Big Bear, California. Look at the trails. As is though, this feels like a much smaller truck than my Ford Raptor R, and it doesn't feel as intimidating for exploring trails out here where you don't know what's ahead of you. With my own Raptor R based off the F-150 body, I actually sometimes dealt with different scenarios where it felt like it was narrowing all around me, the road. I wasn't sure if I was gonna hit a tree or rocks. With this, you don't have that concern. It's wide, don't get me wrong. They've made this very wide with the fender flares on the front and rear fenders, but it's not too big to bear. It's not too much to handle on these trails. Look at this, go closer onto either side, and if I turn on this 360-degree camera, we get a perfect view of the branches on either side. For these tighter trails, this truck is coming together very well. I definitely can feel the Raptor spirit in here because the suspension, the 2.5 Fox internal bypass shocks, they handle the off-road so well, especially when you turn on the off-road damping mode. There's a massive level of established credibility with the Raptor name. When you put on a Ranger, their entry-level pickup truck, the mid-size truck, well, we're expecting a lot, and I'm expecting a lot. I do love how they give you the twin turbocharged V6 in this vehicle. It almost seems like a mid-size truck version of the Ford Bronco Raptor. The Bronco Raptor is a very high-performing vehicle. I tested it out in Johnson Valley. I loved it. It's also $30,000 more expensive than this truck. Yet we still have 405 horsepower and 430 pound-feet of torque with this beast. Wow, look at the view, look at nature. I love just getting out and escaping reality out here. All right, so here we go. We have another sketchy section. So we're gonna spin this into rock crawl mode. It's gonna lock the rear differential. Here we go. It says shift to neutral, and then we should be all set. 4x4 shift to 4 low. Is it doing it? Is it doing it? It's delayed for some reason. Shows us our pitch. We're at 4 degrees right now. Rear diff is locked. Let's go back in the drive. Our cameras are all turned on. It's showing us our path for the tires. Let's do this. I love the cameras all around us. Let's keep going. Slowly dipping in. See, look how good these cameras are. Thanks to my friend Eric for being a spotter here today for me. Be clear?
Yeah, be clear.
You notice that right there. The center lines with those boxes, that's your tread, and the white line shows you the edge of the truck. So that's the wall, and then this is the left wall.
Your right tire is going to come up now on the right side.
It's in too close on the right. We just do all that with cameras?
That was cakewalk.
What?
You didn't even feel it.
After a long day of exploring trails and even entering Jeep trails, we decided as a team to make camp in order to wake up early and take on Johnson Valley right below the eastern side of this mountain face. The temperatures will be getting up to a high of over 110 degrees in the desert because of the scorching heat wave going on right now in California. The only opportunity we have is to wake up early and get in the sand. That's the plan.
just pulled off, and check out what I found right below me. This is Baldwin Gold Mine on the outskirts of Big Bear. It's completely just falling apart. This is well over 100 years old, and it's really nice seeing how untouched this whole area really looks up here. Yes, there's roads down there, but coming out here, exploring the region and seeing gold mines and seeing signs that say don't pick anything up off the ground because the historical site is really cool. It would be cool to find some gold fragments left around anywhere, but you're not allowed to touch or take anything out here. Let's keep going. All right, so here we go. We are leaving Lucky Baldwin Mine to the right. Right now we're just traversing down the mountain, and way down there is Johnson Valley. Right now there's a massive heat wave, so this is gonna be a great test to see how strong the cooling system really is for this vehicle. I'm very curious to see if the temps get too high and if the truck, is able to really handle the cooling factor. Man, this is so fun. It's effortless with this vehicle. The suspension's so soft. I'm gonna try out off-road mode now. If I go into, if I spin this to the right, off-road mode is engaging. It's going to lock the rear differential. Oh, it's so responsive with all-wheel drive off-roading. I love the feedback. It's so effortless. It's beyond fun. Right now, Baja suspension does a really good job with the dampening of going over slight bumps on the road, but we have so much power we can deal with. I can't wait to open it up, maybe down here where it gets even more flat and stable on this lake bed. Let's give it a shot. It's feeling good, isn't it? It actually sounds really good for having a V6. It's properly loud out here. Luckily, there's no one out in the desert right now, guys, because it's just so hot. But I'm sure once the season comes around, you'll probably see owners take these things out. Wow, the suspension is so smooth. Having the shorter wheelbase going over these whoops makes it much less dramatic, because if the wheelbase is longer, you can get some crazy landing action going on. This is a total Baja toy.
Yes, dude.
Jeez, it's so hooked up out here. Oh my gosh, total Baja toy. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. 400 horsepower is plenty for going fast, because you don't want to hit 100 miles an hour through that, definitely. It's just gliding over all of the dips. Whoa! How is it doing it? It's so hooked up. 74. How is it? Jeez, man, this is crazy. See how composed we are right now? It's like we're gliding over all these bumps. As you can see, it came together perfectly on the trails, and out here in the sand, it is totally coming together. If I turn left this way, I feel like you want to take one of these on a Baja rally. Jeez. See now, I don't think you need 800 horsepower to really have fun out here, because these trails, you're not going to be utilizing the top speed that you're getting out of a 700 to 800 horsepower truck. So there's a really nice mid ground where you can get a nice decent horsepower truck like this and really go just as fast as some of the higher horsepower trucks out there, because literally I don't think I'd be going any faster right now with the Raptor R or the standard Raptor. There's so even when it comes to suspension and just going through these types of terrains. Whoa. That's insane, guys. For a $50,000 truck to do that, a $57,000 truck to come out here, you know, go to the mountains, hit trails, rock crawl, do some high-speed Baja runs. Wow, that's a bargain. That's a bargain.
From my time driving the new 2024 Ranger Raptor, I've learned you don't need to pay the entrance fee of almost 6 figures to buy a Ford Raptor. You can buy one of these vehicles on the affordable end and get the same type of experience. There's a massive call to my name when I get behind the wheel of an affordable Ford truck like this that allows me to completely engulf myself into the outdoors, not only for living the camping life, but also chasing off-road motorsports and hauling through the desert. I'm very impressed, and to be honest with you, this truck seems like it has the same technology out of the 6-figure Ford truck that I bought. The only thing it's lacking is the tow capacity and 300 horsepower. What's funny enough is I'm actually walking away not feeling the necessity for the extra horsepower. Getting around 20 miles per gallon on the highway and being able to keep up with the other Ford Raptors off of the road, it begs the question, do you really need to go big? Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure to hit the like button, it does help me out. Make sure to subscribe for much more great content coming out your way, and while you do that, hit the notification bell to stay up to date with all the new videos coming out your way. Thanks for watching again. I'll see you in the next episode.